coming. Alright, here's some announcement for our session before we start, so those who come at the end or at the beginning can also get it. Announcement for our month of October. This is the first month as well. The weather itself in here, our weather is very good. Night and shy is now a little bit hot, and also I have spotlight both on my sides. It's hotter than the outside, so very warm, and I'm sweating at the moment too. Anyway, now let's get back to our announcement. Announcement for our DMEU session today, everyone. The cancel session there will be on October 15 and the 29th of October. Due to the fact that this month is the month of Katina season, so every month here are every temple here and most of the monks are busy with the Katina in the temple, and as well as in our London temple. So thus we are not quite available to help or arrange the program. Also, as well as my own personal program on Inner Peace Sunday as well, which will be announced later time next broadcasting tomorrow. Anyway, so that will be October 15 and 29. The session will be cancelled. So please take a note, and this will be announced again at the end of the session, so everyone can get the message whether you are coming earlier or later. So that's today, everyone. I have prepared the topics today is called the Four Noble Truths. It is the first ever knowledge, the knowledge that makes people become noble, thus earn himself the Buddhahood. That's what it is. Well, the Buddha himself get this knowledge firsthand. How would it be making us relating to our meditations and our mind? Well, stay tuned after our meditation sessions. Are you all ready, everyone? If you are, for those who are watching from Facebook, don't forget to leave some comments so I know who you are. Don't worry, your name and your information will be confident. I won't tell anyone because you just say hi only, so that's fine. All right? Okay, everyone, then let's begin our inner peace time tonight. Okay, since we are a little bit intermediate, so I will not go into what's it called, music. So I just go with the silent. So guide and get yourself with the silent. Get used to it. Okay, let's begin our inner peace time, everyone. I would like to invite everyone finding yourself in the right and comfortable position. And then slowly close your eyes, making sure that you are relaxed and feeling most comfortable for the meditation. This is the foundation for inner peace. Body and mind need to be relaxed. Starting yourself with this feeling will surely leading you toward inner peace. So begin to relax from the top of your head. Then relax down to forehead, eyebrows, loosen eyelids, no need to use your eyes. We close them down to disconnect from all kinds of matter in our mind which concern with people, animal, or any situation that may arise. Then relax all the muscles on your face, making them feeling soft, and continue down to the neck and shoulder. adjusting the back body, free from all the tension that may arise. Relax further on both of the arms, forearms, hands, down to your abdomen, and allowing yourself breathing more easily. Continue to relax further down from the hip to the legs, knees, and feet. So that your whole body can be feeling comfortable without any tension. Finding yourself the right feeling that you gain from relaxation. It would lead the mind to follow, because body and mind are connected. One is relaxed, soon the other shall follow. Some may wonder, what is relaxation? For the beginning, the feeling of clear, empty, or blank in the mind is a sign that body and mind come to relaxation. So when you're finding yourself the right feeling, let us continue to adjust our mind. Begin by imagine that you are alone in a place that you like to be by yourself. Somewhere make you feel calm and peaceful, like in your own garden or on top of a mountain, feeling refreshed in the evening or morning, where the weather is nice, peaceful and calm, not too warm or too cold, feeling just fine on both body and mind. Then allow the mind to rest inside the body by finding yourself taking a deep breath, slowly breathing out. Bring back the mind if it's wandering outside. Slowly rest it inside like a feather floating down, slowly moving down inside yourself, and gently rest around your abdomen or at any point where you can feel just right to rest your mind. Observe the mind. Maintain yourself with the relaxation throughout our meditation. Making yourself become a good observer. Observe with your relaxation feeling. No need to force the mind or pushing yourself to stop thinking. Just take a rest, clear the head, spend the time with your mind and yourself in the silence. Stay in the present. Sometimes if we got careless, the mind may wandering outside. That is alright. Bring back the mind gently by lightly imagine a star shine inside yourself. Observe the sun or the star shine with the mind. Let it be the light guiding our mind toward inner peace. Then observe the star or the sun. Let it stay bathed in the light, the cooling light shine inside our body. Observe and remain calm. Be still and still in every experience. Should our thought arise, disrupt our peace, let it be and let it end. Or you may recite the mantra to help you calm down the thought. You can use your own mantra or the following mantra to help you calm your mind. And the mantra is Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Continue recite the mantra in the mind to help you calm down and finding yourself with inner peace. You can choose to do both. Visualize the star or recite the mantra, or you can do either one, suiting your own preference in this moment. Let us continue in silence, finding inner peace together in this session tonight until the appropriate time. Stay and still. Allow your mind to rest inside as our mind gradually come to a standstill. Peace and joy slowly fill into the mind, feeling love and kindness, and be open freely with positivity toward everything and everyone. Sharing this feeling to everyone that you love, starting from yourself to your family, friends, and all the people who join the meditation together at this time, sending good wish, good thought, positive energy with loving kindness, wishing them all to be free from suffering. May they all be happy. For those who already happy, may they be happier. And for those who are suffer, may they be happy. May all the situation, the conflict in this world be settled. All the beings free from harm and loving one another. Spending last moment in our session, spread loving kindness in silence. Take a deep breath. Slowly breathing out. Allow your mind and body to stay in balance of mindfulness and relaxation as long as you can. Continue on, maintain this feeling after the meditation. So tonight you can have the mind rest and stay in balance, and waking up in the morning with refreshed feeling. Start your new day. Sappha Putthanuภาเวนะ Sappha Dhammanuภาเวนะ Sappha Saṅghānuภาเวนะ Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. Now you can slowly open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoy your inner peace time tonight with me and everyone here. So allow me to check how you progress, see how you have done, so we can guide you and give you some tips more accordingly. Alright, for those who are watching from Facebook, you can leave a comment as follow, or watching the scroll in here. For those who are watching from Zoom, you can just raise your hand so I know. For those who are feeling relaxed, could you leave the comment as one? Thank you. Thank you, Miss Yumi. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Right? Does anyone feeling like your body disappear, light or transparent? Time fly by very fast as well. Raise your hand, please. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Does anyone from Facebook like to share? Go ahead. That would be a good time. Oh, you falling asleep? Some light too? That's alright. Glenda, you're doing good. You'll be fine. That's a good sign. Just that sometime when you are slipping off a little bit, but that is not long, so you come back. So that's a good thing. Does anyone experience light or brightness inside? Enjoy. Raise your hand, please. I'll leave the comment as 3. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Martin. You have a good session today, huh? That's very good. Alright. Don't forget to send your love, kindness to your parents too, okay? Alright, when you are having joy, brightness, or relaxation at least, these are the foundation for inner peace. And at the very least, you're feeling good. That's a good thing, right? So just make sure you stay there and keep that. So tonight, you also have a good rest. And well, as it is, everyone, maintain the relaxation is the first step toward inner peace. Thus, it is something that can help us survive throughout the day, no matter how difficult there will be. Oh, if somebody shared a comment on the Facebook, let me read it out. Tonight I had monkey mind. Perhaps I was not ready, just got home for a long drive. Well, at the very least, you cleanse your mind a little bit, so that's a good start already. So anyway, before you go to bed tonight, try that again, alright? Now let's go to our session today that I have prepared for you all. Today's topic is the knowledge that the Buddha had discovered and earned himself Buddhahood. What it is about. How does it so important, and the first teaching in Buddhism. How does it relate to meditation and our mind? And non-Buddhists can also make sure you. I just want to emphasize that whether you are different beliefs or anything, you can also learn as knowledge. Alright? And of course, you don't have to believe, but at the very least, it's universal that can make you understand what it is about. Let's go to our session tonight, the Four Noble Truths. Just want to announce before we begin further, cancel session on this month since it's the month of Katina, which is the very important event in the Buddhist temple across uh, Theravada Buddhism. So that it will be cancelled on October 15 and 29. But all other activity will remain function as usual, just only at this time. 15 and 29, there won't be any teaching monk, so you don't have to come drop in, but you can watch the rerun to help you practice meditation regularly. And so to our session tonight, the Four Noble Truths. This is the foundation, so let us begin. I'll make it short and won't take it long. From the beginning, from the last session that we have talked together last week, if you wonder what it was, go check on the channel or on our Facebook page. The Buddha himself, when he was sitting under the tree alone in the middle of the night, finding himself in a peace, he has found himself the knowledge that allows him to learn what is the truth. These are knowing who he is, understand how each being come to be and where will they go after they pass away. That is how what we call the law of karma. And that's the knowledge that make him become Buddha, the elimination of defilements, which I forgot to change it again. This time I better make it next time, alright? So that's allow him to find himself the way to get rid of defilements from his mind. In case you're wondering what it is, the defilements are what are the dirty or the defiled elements root deeply inside our mind, turn our mind from clear into complete darkness, darker than black, blacker than black coal. Greed, anger, delusions, they are. These are what causing our mind and cause us to go wrong, whether we are thinking, speaking, and doing. These are causing us. Therefore, if we getting rid of this, which is the knowledge that the Buddha has discovered, we will be free and also finding ourselves enlightenment. Thus, we don't do any negative things into our life again. And thus, along the way when he do this, he found himself what is called the Four Noble Truths, which become the chanting that all the Buddhists do. It is in the sutra called Dhammacakka Sutra, Dhammacakkavatana Sutra. Okay, this is something that he has discovered, and these are suffering. There is origin of suffering. There is cessation of suffering. There is, and path leading to the cessation of suffering. There is. In other words, if there is darkness, there is light. There is the way to get rid of the darkness, and the way to leading toward cessation of the darkness. And that is the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths itself, if you're wondering what does it mean, it comes from Pali term, which means Ariya Satya. Satya is mean the truth. By Ariya is mean noble. Combine these two terms together, they are what is called the Four Noble Truths, because they are four, that no matter where you are, who you are, or what you are, these always apply into everyone. But once we found this, we will become noble. Not just because we learning, listening or reading like this. What we are learning right now, or speaking or discussion at the moment, we are just only learning, but we don't accept or realize just yet. That's our mind are not noble yet. What make one become noble are like this. The reason that the Four Noble Truths or Ariya Satya is noble because it's making one mind become noble. For example, the room itself filled with treasures, all kind of wealth that you could possibly imagine. But it is very dark. So when the room is so dark, nobody will see it's you, and nobody will care what's inside because they don't know what it is inside. But once we bring the light inside that room, we see that this room, instead of the dark, empty storage, it has all kind of well waiting to be discovered. That's making this room become valuable. Just same thing like our mind, everyone. Our mind is bright, clear, and shine, and noble, but it just not having the light to shine it yet. So therefore, by having this knowledge shine inside the mind, it will make one become noble, not only just the mind, his speech and his action as well. That is why the knowledge is become Four Noble Truths, because once one realize, understand and know what it is, and have this remind in the mind all the time, he become noble and his mind has become noble, and that is the noble truth. And so by understand this part, it must go into 3 rounds. It doesn't mean that you're listening 3 times and you become noble and attain enlightenment. One of my friends met a strange professor from England. I'm not sure, I never met one, but he said it's from England. He said he's a teacher teaching in university. I don't know which one though, but it was long time ago. And he said, announced into our temple when he visited our temple while my friend was showing him around inside the temple. What he was said is quite strange, but hey, that make me thinking about this. He said, all the teaching of the Buddha, one don't need to learn anymore. Once you have studied everything, 84,000 sutra, if you read and study through it, you become enlightened already. As I am the professor. I learn and I teach and study everything of the Buddha's teaching. I am enlightened. I don't need to meditate. I don't need to study any further. So everyone was, oh, whoa, that is blow my mind. Therefore, there are people like that too, everyone. That's it's conflict to what I am up to presenting at the moment. By realizing the Four Noble Truths of the first teaching of the Buddha, it is something that are much more delicate and more sophisticated than just reading and understanding. First of all, it needs to not just only reading, but one needs to practice meditation to understand this concept. So first of all, the first way of realizing the Four Noble Truths, one listening, oneself become acknowledged or realize himself that he is suffering. From the moment when we were born, we don't even know that we're suffering, but we know one thing, but when we are hungry, it's painful and suffer. But we don't know that it is suffering, but it is something that makes us suffer. So when we are hungry, we craving for something, we want it. So that's the origin of suffering, desire, craving, causing us to be suffer. And that's, in order to do so, we must eat. And that's how we stop our suffering. And so by eating, we can end our suffering, something like that. This is the first one. But realize for the first time, this time, the first one just knowing that we have to do this. But for the second, we actually practice. Practice by we go finding the food, grabbing it, cooking it in a way that we like. A little bit of craving, isn't it? And then we start eating. And then when we full, we stop suffering. That is the second time. So when we experience by doing, the third time become realized. Realizing what that, oh, suffering itself because of hungry. It's suffering, it really is because it makes us hungry. So by doing so, we must eat, finding the food. So we must looking for something that causing us, stopping us from suffering. And that's by experiencing that we realizing this is the third time. So first, you learning. Second, you actually practicing. And third, you are realizing by experiencing it. But that is just example. However, for the mind to realize that all lives existing at the moment, whether you are breathing at the moment, and listening to me right now, realizing it's suffering, it must come from one experiencing through meditation. When you realizing, for example, I said that, hey everyone, if you meditate, you find inner peace. Okay, you know that meditate, you find inner peace. So when you close your eye and start meditate, if you do it wrong, it's just only the second. When you practice, because you practicing it, you become second realizing state. But when you experience inner peace, oh, it's peaceful like this. Realizing that inner peace is feel like this. That's the third realization. For the Four Noble Truths, if one understands deep rooted in the mind through experiencing with the mind itself, when the mind at finding these the knowledge that the Buddha found, like what I mentioned earlier, this will allow you to find the Four Noble Truths, the realization of that. And so by this, it must be 3 times, according to the books and the experience that I have discovered through the practice of meditation as well. So that's everyone. Hopefully, this could be the basic knowledge that can help you further yourself into understanding and practice together, not just reading, just like the example I given from the guy who was a professor teaching Buddhism. So comparing with the analogy in a better, simple way, just like a medicine and a doctor. The doctor said the medicine help you free from pain. Okay, you know that this medicine helping you free from pain. So you're taking it. You know that this, taking it, and then you take the medicine inside your body. That's the third realization. So this is how it works. Okay. Now, as it is suffering, it is different than the suffering that the Buddha mentioned. Okay, or what he taught. By understanding the suffering of ordinary person, it's just like the doctor and the patient. If you feel, oh, I have fever, I just take the medication like paracetamol to stop the fever. We all know just that. But for the doctor, oh, when you have fever, what is the cause? What kind of virus? And how to treat that kind of virus? This is the knowledge of the doctor that's different than just regular person like us. Same thing like the Buddha too. When we talk about suffering, we just know that our pain, our experience in life is suffering. But the Buddha know more of what causing it and how to counter and how to get rid of it, something like that. And this is suffering, the difference between the knowledge of reading and those who are just experiencing. Okay? Oh, hopefully it's not too bored. People getting leaving already. All right. I'll try to make it short now. Okay. So there are 2 kinds of suffering that we experience in our life at the very least. The suffering itself is meaning by in here as unhappiness and pain and unsatisfactory. They are conditioned suffering and temporary suffering that we experience. The conditioned suffering is what we have since we were born, like aging and death when we were born. These are with us since we were born from the beginning. They are like part of our life. They are family. We cannot escape, no matter how wanted us to be, just like our parents. We are blood related by blood. No matter how we want to distinguish or get cut from that, it can never be, because the blood is what runs into our body and mind. But temporary, this is like a guest. It is unpleasant, but it's just temporary, but come and go. So that this could be including something like difficult or sadness, pain, sorrow, distress, grief, misery, discomfort, and all embodied in the words of the aspect of unpleasant experience. This is temporary. So these are the 2 conditions suffering that we experience in our daily life, whether we like it or not. Since we were born, there is something it's like our house. Our life, our body is like a house of suffering. So therefore, since we were born, we experience suffering since we were still in the womb. It's cramping. But once we're getting out, because of the pain we for when we were born. If we crying out loud in the first time, that's a sign that we are not really happy, you know. And then aging, this causing us to losing strength. One may disagree. Well, I'm getting healthier and stronger. Yes, that's because when you were growing up. But once you had reached 25 years, the age has been declined. When it begin decline, the sign of aging begin to show after 30, and then when you reach 40, 50, and 60, that's the sign that you have losing strength and more viable to disease. Thus, the house that we have living in begin to broken. And death, it is take everything that we hold dear. Parting is something that we never want to live, never want to have in our life, which we struggle and hold on to into our mind, causing us to be suffer and not want to die. But we cannot stop this. Thus the house that we live in begin to burn and on fire. Therefore, we are going alone. No one going with us since we coming alone too. And thus everyone, this is suffering. What about the origin of suffering? As we know that the mind itself having the defilement rooted deeply. Thus, tanha is what causing the defilements to react. When we see something, we want something, greed begin to stirring up into our mind. But when we don't have it, we begin to angry or struggle. Thus, causing us to be more deluded that we must find a way to getting that. When we having those kind of stirring defilements in our mind, it's not clear anymore. It's just causing us to be suffer more and more. This is the origin of suffering. Thus, when presenting to the people at the time of the Buddha, especially to the first 5 disciples that he taught, it began to be quite new experience, new knowledge, because the people at the time, when they were taught, they thought that in order to find one happiness and everlasting peace, one must beg for the Supreme Being in order to get it. No one can make it. But if you pleasing someone or Supreme Being, you will find yourself happiness. That's one of the knowledge they can find, finding themselves free from suffering. The other is you must torture yourself to the way, in a way that your body is squeezing the knowledge coming out. But the Buddha taught us no, it is the other way, and this is the cause. So that is beginning to experience new knowledge to them. That's why they begin to understand, oh, this can be actually practiced, and it can be done by ourselves, no one else. Thus it begin to causing them to follow the teaching of the Buddha. And thus by finding one everlasting happiness, it must be attaining nirvana. By doing so, the nature of our mind must be clear and pure, must be clear, clean and pure, so that way the mind can become one with the nirvana. But since the mind are still deeply rooted with defilements, it cannot become one. Thus, we cannot enter or gain ourselves everlasting happiness. And so by this, everyone, that's why we are still practicing meditation. And so as it is, the question comes though, is nirvana an emptiness or nothingness? According to the Buddha was in one of this teaching that he has, he mentioned that Nibbanang paramang sukhang, it means Nibbana is the greatest bliss. So this means it's implied that it's not empty. It's something that makes yourself ever greatest happiness that are waiting for you. That means there is something there. So therefore it's nothing or it's not empty. Hopefully this can be the message to everyone. But anyway, this is just only one of my agreement. But of course I'm not expertise to go and I'm not a PhD. Therefore this is just only helping us understand a little bit. For more further detail, maybe asking another teaching monk can also help more clarify aside from myself. What about the third Four Noble Truth, which is cessation of suffering? Well, of course, no one can do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. So meditation is the only way, because it's the tool and it's the way and it's the practice that cleanse and clean the mind. And so everyone, by doing so, we must not develop ourselves into this uh, too much sensual desire or torture yourself too much. It must be in the middle path, Majjhima Patipatha. And these Majjhima Patipatha, you must go through the Eightfold Path, which are this way. Right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These all must practice at the same time or together, not just one by one. One by one is how we collective practice. But when you practice to reach yourself everlasting happiness or nirvana, all must be present, all in equally in the balance. Only then it can be applied. Just like this, everyone. It starts first with the right view, understand about our suffering in life, the law of karma and things that only allow us to conduct with the good thought, good speech and good action. That's it leading with the right view to the right thought, right speech, right action. And when you make a living, you must having the right conduct too. So therefore, livelihood in a way that you want this uh, making yourself and others suffering will allow you to live happily in peaceful harmony. Going further with the right effort, right mindfulness and right concentration, more and more further until you reach nirvana, and that's how it goes. And so hopefully this is how you can attain yourself, the Four Noble Truth. I think it should be enough at the moment for us today. Alright everyone, I think it's a time for us to end our session, so that way you can have a good rest tonight. And people begin to leave already. Or maybe it's not quite boring, hopefully not too much. Anyway, hope you enjoyed everyone. Now, before we part, does anyone has question? Okay, I take that as no. Then I will end the broadcasting now and leave it to the MC.